If I had stayed a fundamentalist, I'm sure
And that was what you were raised?
Yeah, I was raised a fundamentalist in an Episcopal church. It taught me that segregation was the will of God. It taught me that men were superior to women. It taught me that homosexuals were either mentally sick or morally depraved, and it taught me it was okay to hate Jews and other religions. And it quoted the Bible to prove that all of those things were proper. And if I hadn't been able to find a different way to read the New Testament and to be a Christian, I long ago would have left the Christian faith. So far from destroying the Christian faith, what I hope I'm doing is opening it up so that more and more people can see something in it that makes sense and that's not rejecting of so much that they know is wrong. It took me a long time to work out from under the prejudices of my childhood. And the idea that the Christian church is the primary articulator of the prejudices that warped my life is a strange thing, a realization to come to, but that's exactly what I came to. I never met a good Jew in Sunday school. Every Jew was evil. They had bad names like Annas and Caiaphas and Judas Iscariot and Sadducees and Pharisees. And nobody ever told me that Jesus was a Jew. That just escaped their memory. And all the disciples were Jews. And I'd see pictures of Jesus, and I was quite sure he was not Jew. He looked Swedish to me. He had blonde hair, blue eyes, and fair skin. That made no sense to me. But my prejudices I learned in my church. My prejudices against women, my prejudices against gay and lesbian people were all taught to me in my church. Now, if prejudice diminishes the humanity of the person who is the object of your prejudice, as I'm convinced it does, then what kind of Christianity is it that you're taught that enables you to diminish a fellow human being on the basis of something they are and not something they do? I think it's okay to condemn the behavior of Saddam Hussein if you want to, or bin Laden. Sometimes human behavior is quite destructive. But you don't condemn a person on the basis of the color of their skin, or the gender of their body, or the sexual orientation of their life, or even the religion in which they were raised. Those are prejudices that diminish humanity. And if the Christ story means anything, it means that Jesus came, in John's words, that we might have life and have it abundantly. I can't have abundant life if I spend most of my energy trying to build me up by pushing you down or someone else down. And so that's the contradiction in these things, and that's why I make no bones. I don't try to protect the sensitivities of fundamentalist people. It's not that I'm anti-fundamentalist. I am one. My mother died one. At least I was one. My mother died one. But what I do is to see that fundamentalism has been so destructive to the humanity of so many people. We need to remember we justified slavery on Christian principles, and the Pope owned slaves at one point. The region of my country that celebrated slavery was called the Bible Belt, and it's still there. And the prejudice is still present in it too.